Hello, Morgan Hickman, World's Strongest Comics, World's Strongest Reviews, NFL Predictions. Um, Monday night, game is, I think, technically still on, but it's not really a game anymore, if you get what I'm saying. Got some pork in the oven. What I like to do is I since you don't want to cook meat every time you want to eat it, I cook like a big fucking hunk of pork butt. It's not actually butt. It's actually part of the shoulder. Cook it in like 6 hours in a fucking pot. Comes out, just pull that shit apart, delicious pulled pork, and then you just like slap it in a fucking tub, and you can just take like it out and like serve it and just heat it up every time. It's good for like a week or two. So, welcome to a little insight in my life. I love pig. I also love pig skin. I love watching pig skin. I don't play it. Last week, the week previous in week 6, I had a pretty good week. Went, what was it, 14 out of 15? This week, not as hot. 8-7 or 8-6-1, but I consider 8-7 because I guess I should be able to call a tie. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people guessed that one right. Anyway, takeaways. The Redskins versus Lions game was super fun. The Lions are like low-key good and also just like fun to watch in every game. I can't wait till they take on the Packers again in Detroit. Maybe they can get back from last year's Hail Mary embarrassment. But yeah, Redskins lose. I thought they'd win. They lose in part, or just small part, but it was part of it, was the nut fumble. That can be a new one. Kirk Cousins tried to like put it into the nuts, essentially, of their running back as he was getting, I forget if he just tripped or if he was getting sacked. Anyway, it didn't work, and it bounced off the guy's nuts, and they fumbled it. And then also Kirk Cousins had this, he had a rushing touchdown, and he gave, the weirdest, look afterwards to the crowd. I don't know, it was funny. Colts beat Titans. Didn't get that one right either. Titans are abysmal. What can you say? Mariota, bad pocket presence. And their defense sucks ass. Also, Andrew looks good. Ravens at Jets. Didn't call that one right. Jets finally get a win. Good for them. Patrick's back. I don't really have a problem with that guy. I think he's better than Geno Smith. I mean, they're finally their defensive line showed up, and I think that's what kind of won them the game. That and those interceptions, of course. But yeah. I mean, let's see. Was there anything else? Yeah, I don't think their record would be any better with Geno Smith had they started him in the first place. So, and then of course what should have been really great games. Pats at Steelers. Patriots win. I call that one right, of course. Steelers, actually, your defense looks really bad. And who knows? Maybe if Big Ben was there, you guys wouldn't have won anyway. I'm gonna and then of course the Seahawks game was interesting. I don't know, but could have been worse. Could have lost, I suppose. But yeah, just to rant about the Pats for a second. It's not that I necessarily hate the Pats that much. I do, but it's just the fact that I hate how easy it is for them. They're this great team. They're this really good team, and yet they never have, good... They never play good teams. They always have such an easy path to the AFC Championship, and it's always so one-sided because, not only do they, do they get the bye, and then they obviously always win. If they have home field advantage, they always win, and they always go to the Super Bowl. And they also kill teams, and they go largely uninjured and really like unbattered because they don't play in tough games. They play like worn out opponents who tear themselves up on their way to them, and then the Patriots just sit back and knock them back, and like everything just breaks right for them. I get it. Last year was really hard, probably their hardest year in a while as far as injuries go, with like Blunt being out, Gronk being out for a long time, Edelman being out for a while. I mean, aside from like Brady being out, that's pretty much as bad as it gets. But everything seems to be breaking right. Big Ben goes out right before they play the fucking Steelers. And now it looks like LaShawn McCoy is going to be out right before they play the Bills. And, like, it's all just like, there's no competition in the AFC. That's another thing I'm trying to say is the AFC fucking sucks. AFC sucks. Where are your fucking, like, why can't teams get good in the AFC? I don't get it. Where's like the Vikings of the AFC or the Falcons of the AFC or like the Cowboys like that can just like turn things around and get it going and just play, I don't know, they just play like bitches. AFC, get it together. But of course it's like, and I guess there's the Broncos. They'll give them a run, but like is anyone else a little tired of seeing that in the AFC Championship? Pats Broncos? I'm a little fucking tired of it. Anyway, ranting aside, let's get in to what looks to be a good week. They're all good weeks. Week 8, some good games, but we'll be getting one good primetime game. We start Thursday night, October 27th, with what I like to call the annual primetime shit bowl. Because it's we always get the Jags and Titans on some night game, and we all have to suffer through that. It's a battle for third place in the fucking AFC South, I guess. Like the annual battle for third place in the AFC South. I guess we can also call it. This one's tough. They both suck ass. They suck ass. I'll call for the Titans, I guess. I'll call for the Titans. Just because I think maybe Mariota's like a little bit smarter than Bortles. Maybe their defense can defend a bit better against him. He's no Andrew Luck. It's at their place. They'll be more energized to, make it up to their crowd after this week's not great performance. So yeah, Titans, but in the hopefully maybe they're out. They're fucking their jerseys, I guess, their suits, their game suits won't be as atrocious as last time they met up. Anyway, no need to talk about that anymore. Let's get to Sunday, October 30th, Halloween Eve. No. Yeah? No. I don't know. Fuck it. Morning games, we get an early one, 6:30 a.m. West. Redskins at Bengals. This is a tough one to call. Both these teams, Bengals got a win. Redskins lost. But they're both kind of like... It's hard to call because I don't know how healthy the Reds get. I do these calls early in the week, and like I don't always know... the situations of certain players, because that can kind of swing it, but fuck it. I'm a wild card like that, so we're just gonna keep chugging. I think it'll be a good game. Will they have Tyler Eifert back? Because like they're just not the same without him. I'll call it for the Bengals just because like I guess I don't know. I don't like the Redskins name, I suppose. Yeah, Bengals, fuck it. Okay, normal morning games. Let's start. Cardinals at the Panthers, a replay of the NFC Champion ship from last year. I'll give it to the Cardinals. They played the Seahawks really well. They're showing that they're kind of getting back on track. Whereas I think the Panthers are pretty much like toast. I just think they've lost that winning attitude, and I think the Cardinals are a bit better run, and they will like they have I think more veterans that will like not allow them to to pick them up and to remind them that hey we still got plenty of year. Well, and also our record's not as bad as the Panthers. I mean the Panthers I guess the Falcons did lose, so maybe if the Falcons had won this past week, I would give it, or like it'd be super. The Panthers would be super fucked. Now they still have like a window. Technically, that's so slim though. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers get it because you're always waiting like for the Panthers to get back to that level from last year, but. Well, they did just have the bye, actually. But I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. Give it to the Cardinals. Okay, next. Lions at Texans. Texans. I mean, why make fun of you anymore? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Woo. I mean, you got to hope that it's only the starting hiccups, but man, DeAndre Hopkins looked a lot better with stinky poo poo pants Brian Hoyer throwing the ball. So, I mean, the offense looked better, quite frankly. And Brock Osweiler, he's just like, first, he's slow. Like, he's just like, every move he makes, like, the ball's slow. First of all, he has no accuracy, especially down the field. But he's just like, it's so easy apparently to like pick him apart as a defense. Granted, I think that's maybe is that just because he's like so tall that like everyone can see where he's looking. I don't know. You guys are really fucked, and like the fact that like the fat contract that he has, the fact that a guy that mediocre is getting paid that much, and also like management was so sure about it, will just be this festering scar that just kind of like infects your entire team, and they'll never be able to make it past teams when they look at that an elite team and go like almost with envy like why can't like they'll just lose to an elite team because yeah it's like that's how we should look and like look at who they're being led by and look at who we're being led by the Brockweiler. Anyway, I give this one to the Lions because they're looking hot right now. The Texans aren't, and the Texans like I say beat bad teams, but I don't think the Lions are actually a bad team, so I give it to the Lions. Moving on. Seahawks at the Saints. Offense looked like shit. But then again, they were playing a pretty darn good defense suddenly of the Cardinals. Like, where'd that fucking come from, you assholes? Of course, it's always against Seattle. Everyone shows up against Seattle. If the Saints had beat Kansas City, I'd be pretty worried about this. But they kind of showed that, like, when they meet a really formidable team that they can't, or, like, any kind of, like, sound, well-coached defense, they have a really hard time breaking through. And although they are better at home, they are very good at home. The Seahawks, our defense, though, I mean, goddamn, though. Like, they'll be psyched after that performance. After doing that, they'll feel like, it wasn't a loss, and they pretty much got us that tie. Like, it was all them. No one's mincing anything about that. I swivel back and forth between whether I want to fire Darren Bevel, the Seahawks offensive coordinator. Anyway, I will give this one to the Seahawks. Normally, Saints do well at home, but I think maybe the Seahawks will be just too much to overpower, and they will overpower them. So I'll give it to the Seahawks. Chiefs at Colts. Interesting game. The Colts may be looking like they'll take the AFC South. But, if anything, I think they're really the ones that deserve it. Simply because Andrew Luck, like, you just feel bad for a guy playing on who's that good playing on such a shaky team. But I will give it to the Chiefs, simply because unfortunately the Colts, like if they do, they'll be playing for the division title, and that's about it because they'll get waxed by whoever they see in the playoffs as usual. Like I always say, AFC. So Chiefs. Jets at Browns. Poor Browns. Poor Jets, but you guys just got a win, and at least you have wins. You give it to the Jets. I'm sorry, Browns. I'm just gonna go against the Browns every time until they win, pretty much, because they're just so depleted. It's like, it's not even the Browns anymore. It's like a bunch of guys who like want to be the Browns, and that's not a good position to be in. Anyway, so yeah, I will give that one to the Jets. Tough break for you guys. Pats at Bills. Would have been an interesting game, but apparently, when Shady McCoy goes out, the Bills are no more. Guess he's the heart of the team, the soul of the team, the angry man of the team. He's the dog, and he gets all the other dogs howling. I don't know what I'm saying. Pats win. It's a bummer because you would have loved to see the Bills like beat them again and maybe like kind of. I don't know, have a really good shot at making the playoffs, but also just, I don't know, see him beat the Pats twice. Good, good for those fans. But yeah, Patriots win. Okay, still in the morning, we go to Raiders at Buccaneers. The Bucks, you were down 0-0 to San Francisco. They give you a little boop boop to the face, and then you turned around and decapitated them. Good for you. You should. They're the Niners. It's tough. You did good. This I think will be a real good game. I think. I hope I get this one. I hope I get to watch this one. That it comes through the cable because I think this could be pretty fun. Although we'll be at the same time as the Seahawks game, so I guess I won't be giving any of these teams my real full attention. It's kind of hard because you might see the Bucks sneaking one out, but I'll give it to the Raiders. They went on the road last week, beat a Florida team, and the Bucks are, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I almost want to give it to the Bucks, but no, Raiders. Okay, that's it for the morning games. We move on to the afternoon. We have Chargers at Broncos, a rematch of just a couple, week before last. Now it's at the Broncos. Chargers looking good though. Beat the Falcons. What a game! What a game! What a game! By the way, if you pick the Texans to win tonight, you crazy. If you think the Broncos are going to lose twice in a row and then come home against the fucking Brock Osweiler and lose, like, no way, man. They're not. They're having little trouble, but they're not that bad. They're not bad at all. Anyway, it is hard to call though, but. I'll give it to the Broncos. The running game's looking good again. The offense is looking pretty good again. It's at their place. They play better at home. I feel like they'll be a little, zoosed up because they lost to these guys so recently. I'll give it to the Broncos. But I think Chargers are good, and I never left them. Man. Okay, this should be a good one. Packers at Falcons. Oof, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I really hope I get it. Picked the Falcons last week. You guys let me down, but granted, I don't like going for it, and I said it before you fucking went for it. I think a lot of people did. Like even before the call, even before I knew that they didn't get it. I didn't like the call because it was in there. It was in like their territory. Like it was just you didn't need to do it, But then anyway, they're gonna be Zeused up. It's at Falcons. The Packers. they beat the Bears, but until you guys show me something against a good team, it's a little hard to pick the Packers, which is weird. So I will go with the Falcons. I'll go with the Falcons. If I think Eddie Lacy might not be playing, and if he's not playing, they'll definitely solidify the pick a bit more. Plus, the Packers have a bunch of nobodies in playing cornerback, and they're going against Matt Ryan, and Julio Jones, and Mohamed Sanu, and all the other guys. They're using. So yeah, Falcons. Get right game, or if you lose, Falcons, holy shit, you're on the beginning of the again, just like last year. I have a little bit more faith in you this time, but you don't want those feelings to set in. Get the tight buttholes. Case of the buttholes. Anyway, okay, so now we move on to Sunday night. Good one. The only good night game of the week. So next week I'll probably be doing this on a Tuesday then, because I won't even bother opening a beer for next week's Monday game. And so, yeah. Anyway, Eagles at Cowboys. NFC East showdown against, I think, the two teams. It's really hard to call because you never know, are the Redskins out? You want to bet against them, but then they, do weird things. Beat the Eagles last week, dominate the Eagles last week. I can't wait to see Redskins Cowboys come. I believe that's Thanksgiving. Anyway, I think the Cowboys has a home field for all this, or at least these first ones. So you gotta give it to the Cowboys, even though props to Eagles. Eagles are fucking upset kings. I think they are the upset kings. Last year, beating the Patriots at New England. Beating the Red Hot Steelers this year when, no one even gotten close and just, whomping them. And then this past week, beating the undefeated Vikings who, look I thought they were going to fucking feast, on the rookie Carson Wentz. So props to them. And I think they're a fun-ass team to watch. I really do. I like the Eagles a lot. Obviously not later when the Seahawks play them, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Looking forward to this one. Last time I think these teams played, the games kind of sucked, I think, last year. But this one should be definitely an improvement. You want to go with the Cowboys really bad. Because you don't know which Eagles team is going to show up. If it's the fucking Eagles from this weekend, you kind of want to go for them. But I feel with the Cowboys O-line, it'll be that is the perfect defense against Philly's best, I think, best weapons, which is its defensive line. So if that cancels out, and it's at Cowboys, and I believe they had the bye, so you gotta give it to the Cowboys. But I'm looking forward to it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Eagles threw them off. Okay, so that does it for Sunday. We move on to Monday, October 31st. Halloween. And we have Vikings and Bears. And the fact that the Vikings just, lost, and they're going to be fucking mad as shit, does not bode well for the Bears. What can you say about this game? Do I think the Bears will pull it off? No. With the Vikings, come on. They're going to be, they're just going to destroy them. Thank God. Last Bears primetime game. The last Bears primetime game. I'm pretty sure we have to still be submitted to, another, Jags or Titans or Bucks game, but at least, no more Bears. So that's a pretty easy one. Quite frankly, maybe they made it a fucking shitty game so everyone can just go out and have fun and no, you don't even have to watch this. Okay. That does it for the week. Very excited. as usual, I can just smell the pork in the air. Sorry. Ooh, can't wait to pop it out. But still got a couple hours. This is Morgan Hickman. Follow me on Twitter at Morgan Hickman. All one word. That's Hickman. HICKMAN 64. And subscribe, comments. Love those. And you know what? Power rankings coming soon. Power rankings. All right. Yep. See you soon. Until next time. Adios.